Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about uncertainty, unpredictability, that need to control everything. Does certainty actually exist in entrepreneurship? So these are questions the biggest business gurus will go back and forth on. I've been in so many group programs, masterminds, women who were making millions, and this was still being brought up. There is no magic success formula per se when it comes to building your business. No one knows when you'll be successful or when you're going to get that next client. I can always tell you things to do that are going to help with that, but the mindset piece can really, really screw with you when you're just in that building phase. So what is really happening when you are feeling that uncertainty? It's that need to control, right? That's usually what's happening, is like you are feeling out of control. And as a woman, I love control, right? That's still the hardest part. A lot of days where I'm trying to build my business, or I'm like in that part of my business where I'm scaling and I'm trying to get in front of more people. And we like to have control. But this is the thing. You cannot control how people react or behave, right? We know that. You can't control when someone will message you back or when they'll actually become a real client and join your program. One of my mentors many, many years ago said to literally just stop trying to have that certainty. Just get used to that uncomfortable feeling inside of your business. And I did see a quote last week. It said, "I'm convinced that 99% of success is just the ability to outlast uncertainty. The one who can tolerate the most uncertainty will eventually win." This is the thing, I've coached a lot of people over the years. And the ones that end up going back to their day-to-day jobs was literally just because they couldn't handle that out of control feeling, that uncertainty. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people like to have the paycheck every 2 weeks, right? But in entrepreneurship, it's just not like that. And obviously, you guys all know this because I've said this so many times in my podcast episodes, like the ability to make so much more money than the day-to-day job is there, right? It's limitless in entrepreneurship. But a lot of people just can't get through the day-to-day of that uncomfortable feeling of not knowing when they're going to get that next client. Now, this is the thing. Does business get easier? Yes, absolutely. Like a lot of the day-to-day stuff, like creating content and messaging people, doing all the businessy things, right? The money-making activities, those things get easier because over time, like you have practiced it so much that you can get it done in a lot less time, but it's also just, it becomes easy. It's so easy. A lot of the things in your business actually are so simple. It's the mindset stuff that makes it so hard. And another thing too is, can you actually sign consistent clients? Absolutely. When you have enough business relationships, referral sources, you are staying consistent online, you're doing all the things. Eventually, those things compile. They start adding up and you will see so much consistency. However, how will you know when your next client is coming? Like that's something that no one can predict. Not any sort of business coach or guru. So that's sometimes really hard to explain to somebody. Like, when am I going to sign my next client? Well, I don't know. I don't know. But if you keep doing these things, you keep talking to people, guess what? It will eventually just happen. And most of your clients, guess what? Will come out of absolutely nowhere. And this is normal. This is completely okay. So here's what you can control. Showing up consistently on social media, starting new conversations, following up with your referral sources, creating new referral sources, coaching people and actually just helping, just really showing the F up, guys, because you just love what you do. Sometimes making money and getting the clients sometimes just really gets in the way of like, maybe I'm not good at this. Like you start making up stories of like, maybe nobody wants to work with me because I really suck at this. And it's like, it's just not true. Sometimes when I get in a lull, like, or I'm like, oh crap, I had like a kind of a shitty month. Like I start to have those stories, right? And I immediately have to coach myself through them because they aren't true. And this is the thing too, the more that you help, the more that you give, the money will follow. It always does. So the person who wins is the person who chose to never give up. They chose to help. And the thing is, you are so much closer than you think to having the business that you want. you got to release that grip that you have on everything and just relax. And I know no woman wants to be told to relax. I get that. But like you're holding on so tight to those outcomes and you expected it to be differently. And you're just in your mind going, but I thought by now I would have more clients or blah, 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 right? Like you have to lean into trusting in the universe, trusting in God, whatever it is. And I know you might not be woo-woo like me, okay? But there is something to be said for trusting that you would not have been called to go down this path if you weren't meant to do it. So I want you to get a little woo-woo here, okay? Like, you are meant for this. And guess what, everything always just works out. It just always does, doesn't it? Like, I can't think of a time where something just didn't work out for me. And I'm not saying like, oh, I didn't become a millionaire or something. It's like, okay, let's be realistic here. But like, even if you've had a really crappy month before, like, remember, you got through it. You always got through it. So yes, it might kind of flip and suck right now while you're building your business and you're doing the things that you probably have never done before. Like normal people don't just open up their phone and like talk to the camera, right? Like we are real weirdos here. We aren't trying to live normal lives, and you know that. We are not trying to live normal lives. What we do is pretty much, I would say it's just like an alternative lifestyle, right? Than most people. So yes, you will be doing things in your business that most people will never do. If you want a life most people don't have, you'll have to do things that most people are not willing to do. I'm going to say that again because this is a quote. This is something that I wrote down many years ago and I kind of like remembered it always. All right. So if you want a life most people don't have, you'll have to do things that most people are not willing to do. And when I have conversations with new coaches or new sleep consultants and they start to complain about the work, they start complaining about well, I don't have any clients yet. I go, hey, let me just stop you right there. How bad do you actually want this? If they say bad, I'm like, awesome. Those are the ones I know are going to be fine. They're going to make it. They just need to actually do the work and stay consistent. And the ones who are like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they're kind of afraid to jump in the cold water, Those are usually the ones where I'm like, hey, we either just need to push you in and just, you got to start doing the things, or have an honest conversation with yourself. Do you want it that bad? So I want you treating your business like a real business. A lot of times when you have the 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you're kind of treating it like a get rich quick scheme, right? Like, that's not what we're doing. We're trying to build a long lasting business. And guess what? That does take some time and does take some effort. It's not something that you just show up for on week 1 and expect to have like 10 clients and this massive paycheck, right? Like, no, it usually doesn't happen. When I think of the most successful entrepreneurs, in every book I've ever read where you're hearing somebody's autobiography of how they became successful, they went through the trenches, right? There's a lot of stress. There was a lot of rejection. There was a lot of things that happened in their life, but they kept going. They kept putting in the work. So I want you treating your business almost like a new boyfriend. I said this a long, long time ago, and this is still really relevant. I want you treating your business like a new boyfriend that you are just so obsessed with, and you just can't wait to wake up in the morning and text, right? I want you daydreaming about your future life that you'll have together because you just can't get enough of his face. Like, I want you thinking of this as something inside of you that you're just really slightly obsessed with. And yes, I'm joking to a certain extent, but like, I'm also not. Like, I want you really living a life that you are so obsessed with. I want you waking up in the morning excited to get into your office and do the work. If you're not, then you got to check in with that. How can we make this more fun for you? Yes, you're going to start getting those dopamine hits of, oh, I'm making money, I'm getting new clients, and that's going to help you get into your office because you're almost like forced to in a sense. But when you have those weeks or those days where you're like, I'm not feeling it, or like I'm really down on myself, I have a lot of self-doubt, like, and you maybe have some low confidence because you haven't signed a new client this week or this month, like those are those days where you have to go, how can I make this more fun for myself? And a lot of times if you want to coach, you have to coach for free somewhere. Like, go on Instagram and maybe hit the live button. Go into somebody's Facebook group and say, I'd love to coach you guys today. I have 30 minutes. Like, what kind of questions do you have around XYZ? I don't care what that is. Or if you have an email list, send out an email list and have a group call. Have a group call today. Like, there's nothing stopping you from actually coaching for free. And I think so many people are wrapped up around, oh, I don't want to look bad. It's like, just coach. Just coach. Coach. So if you want more coaching clients, coach more people. And In the nicest way ever too, I'm going to say this again, like release that grip a bit, relax, enjoy this as much as you can. I don't want that anxiety eating you alive. The best thing you can do, and this might be an unpopular opinion, when you start to feel that anxiety really creeping in, take a moment and just create. Don't wallow in your feelings. Take a moment, look at your daily money-making activities and do one of them. I have a program that's called 500 Connections. And I literally was like, what if I also did this program with some of my clients? I literally started, like, I got a piece of paper out and I started writing down, like, just even it's just 1 through 10. Okay. Write this down. I told myself I wanted to be my best student. Like, so I wanted to go through this program. So who are 5 people I can literally reach out to today? And guess what? Bam, me, Allison, opened up my Instagram and has just started finding people that I can connect with. People I was already following a lot of the times. There was a few people I even messaged that had been on my podcast before. And I was like, hey, I'd love to have people just like you on my podcast. Like, who would you recommend? Could you make an introduction for me? And if you want to take your business to that next level, I know you can't just sit back and wait for opportunities to fall in your lap. And you know this too. You can't just hope and pray that people are just going to find you. I want more people knowing who you are. I want more people knowing what you do and how you can help them. And I know for me, I have like a really deep mission. I have a deep mission. I know a lot of you guys have this too in your heart and your soul. I know I want to help more people make money. I want more moms to be able to stay home with their kids and have an income. I know I really just want to help people live that life of freedom that they really seek for themselves. I want people to know that they can have it all if they choose to. So I'm going to be my best student. Yesterday alone, I think it was like 3 people I got to be on my podcast. I just connected with a lot of people. And once again, I was like, hey, can you make an introduction for me? Can you introduce me to so-and-so? I remember you saying that you're friends with so-and-so on one of our calls. Like, hey, would you mind sending an intro email for me? Like, sometimes we just have to ask. We have to start that conversation. And guess what, guys? You can all do this too, right? You guys know in your soul, like, this stuff actually isn't that hard. It's just getting the guts to actually do the thing. And you might hear a no. You might hear a lot of no's. You might be rejected a lot. So even if you don't have a podcast, because I know a lot of people I'm like inviting to be a guest on my podcast or whatever, but like you can invite people to do a live with you, invite people to do a collab on a mini training, invite somebody to simply just connect with you for coffee. Maybe you need a new business bestie. Like, just say your profile is literally everything on here. I'm like, yes. And I think we need to be friends. Like, is that weird? Can we be friends? Like, some people like that vibe. Like, find your little tribe of weirdos that you guys can be friends with. And there are a ton of things that you can do to collaborate. And you just sometimes have to be willing to ask. Once again, you guys, you won't know until you ask. You won't know until you actually try. And if you want more certainty, take bold action. Take bold action. Don't let your fear get in the way from having that dream life that you want to create for yourself. Just remember, you are going to get rejected. You will hear no a lot. But remember, yeses live in the land of no's. I heard that once and I'm like, that makes sense, right? It makes sense. But yeah, you're going to be okay either way. Guess what? You're going to be okay either way. All right. I hope you enjoyed this little, pep talk. Did I just give you guys a pep talk? I think I did. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be awesome. Take action, get some new clients, have the guts to start some conversations. All right. I do have some openings for my new one-on-one program, 500 Connections. I know I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It is a 90-day one-on-one program where I will be helping you build more business relationships, get more referral sources, and become more visible so that you can get more leads coming in every single week. Usually the problem isn't that you suck at sales, guys. It's usually not the problem. It's that you just don't have enough leads coming in. And I want you having more people that know you exist. You don't have enough people just knowing who you are yet. It's as simple as that. So if you'd like more information about this program, click the link in my show notes, or you can send me a DM on Instagram at AllisonHenderson_coach. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at AllisonHenderson_coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.